Okay, you guys. I played you that brief clip of something that I would never have because I have too much self-respect than to listen to a song that is ruining lynyrd skynyrd, okay? That happens to be on the radio right now, okay? Now luckily, you are so lucky that you are watching somebody that has bona fide music taste because we have access to this album, okay? Now, for those of you that have not been watching my videos for reasons that I probably agree with, we've been listening to a lot about Marley recently. And these Bob Marley albums have a tendency to have multiple versions of the same track on the album. And so I know that gets a bit redundant. So, how is that any different from like the subject matter that I so often bring up in relation to my hatred of technology as well as women? So, this is like one of the greatest albums ever made. And it was made a couple months before Peter Green's departure. So, we're so lucky to have access to this channel, okay? Now, the Vortex YouTube people, are they people or are they just robots? They don't want you to have access to me. Probably because I tell you to do shit like break your smartphone. It's not really algorithm friendly, you know, since the whole purpose of this technological experiment is to brainwash as many people as possible and take them away in the flood of digital, okay? It really is a digital flood. That's interesting. I'm so glad you had that conversation with Arlen. Yeah, Arlen's this dude that I go to church with, and he's pretty cool. And he thinks, hold on a second. I'm trying to like prevent that noise from happening again. You know the noise I'm talking about, right? Sound. That's what happens when the camcorder bounces up and down on the dashboard, okay? That's the sound of that. But, yeah, I have a lot of conversations about technology with people, like religious people understand what I'm talking about. And sometimes non-religious people understand. But I think that the more open people are to that, and the less they can see how it's an idol. Like, there are people that have the phones and the watches and those little earpiece thingamajigs. And it's like, I think that they're aware of the fact that it's not a good thing, but they do it to sort of like keep up with society, you know? I make that same exact excuse whenever I go online and I look at people's like Twitter page or whatever, and I'm like, I want to know what's going on, or I want to know what people are being told is going on. That's really more the case. But I don't have to do that, and I always feel like shit whenever I do that. And I regret it, and I wish that I had made a different decision. And instead of worrying about what other people think is happening, I'd rather just trust my own eyes. And if I don't know, I'm not supposed to know. But I sound like a sheep, don't I? That's like such a sheep-like thing to say.
go to the experts. The
the experts know. You know, I'm not an expert, so why would I know? I think you know what I'm getting at, though. I always ask myself the question, is this healthy? Is this better for me to do this? Or is this for my ego? Is this to feed some element of my psychological state that's not good? Because, you know, we all have that propensity to do things that aren't very good for us. And everybody has a different threshold of that. For me, it's really not good for me to, like, go online and look at a bunch of apocalyptic articles, you know? I think that that's another way that they're controlling people. Because they've always used religion to control people. So why would it be any different? Now that they have the internet, people can speculate on different things that are happening in the world. And, you know, the same people that are responsible for making this world what it is, this total shitstorm that you see everywhere you go, those people read the Bible too, okay? And they're literally applying it as they go because they're playing God. They get their rocks off every time that people think that something is biblical prophecy. Well, really, it's just the fucking weather machine again. Okay? I have a friend of mine, a coworker, who told me there's some cricket explosion. I don't remember, like, where he said it was. It's like some country is being infested with crickets. I was like, oh, it's in the Bible, dude. So, yeah, if people don't read their Bible and they don't understand it and they can't discern it right, they're not going to understand what's happening. They're going to be confused. But they're going to think that they're the one that knows what's going on. And I realize that the same can be said for me. But the difference is, I've been right since '91.